From Normal Community West High School in Normal, Illinois, we're moments away from one of the best crosstown rivalries in Central Illinois. It's the Normal Community Ironmen, state-ranked in 4A, taking on the Normal West Wildcats. Good evening, everybody, and thanks for joining us on ClutchSportsIL.com. Alongside John Camosa, it's Larry Larson in with you. And John, this is just one of those rivalries where all the records, all the stats go out the window, and it comes down to who wants it more that particular night.
Yeah, it's going to be a really entertaining Big 12 matchup in front of a sellout crowd here at Normal West High School. It's a Normal community team. It's 15 wins in a row right now, haven't lost since December 10th against Centennial, so they're riding that win streak. But like you said, Larry, records out the door. Normal West wants to come in here and get this win tonight. Normal
Community enters the game, as you mentioned, their lone loss. It came back on December 10th, so it's been a while. Normal Community, 5th ranked in 4A. They're 22-1 and 5-1 in the Big 12, and for Normal West, it's 11-11 and 4-3. And we talked to both head coaches before the matchup, and Coach Ed Hafferman for the Wildcats told us it's been a little up and down for them.
Yeah, they said they haven't been shooting the ball as best as they want to as of late. But, you know, with this crowd energy, they want to try to get things going tonight. So they want to look to penetrate and then be able to swing the ball out and take some threes. Normal Community, not a team that likes to take Tyler Dwinell and Zach Cleveland out of the post. So we'll see if Normal West can get those guys to come out and guard. Should be a really entertaining game.
It certainly should be, and we will pause for a moment for our national anthem and be right back with more pre-game action. Get you the keys to the game here in a moment after the national anthem. Stay with us. Welcome back inside Normal Community West, moments away from one of the great rivalries in the Big 12 Conference. Starting lineups coming up, but John, a quick ceremony before we get started, a number retirement. Not every day you see that. No, not every day, and like you said, it's going to be good for the fans. I'm sure you got some alumni out to see this. Austin Stewart, really, really good player at Normal West, will be retiring his number. 2 regional championships for them. It's going to be a nice ceremony retiring that number of a great player here for the Wildcats. And there you see his jersey, a Central Michigan jersey. So obviously a player that played at the high D1 level. Always a special time when these two teams get together, but this adds a little extra bit to it. And John, while we've got a moment, why don't we take a look at today's keys to victory. And we'll start with the visitors from Normal Community. They've got the size advantage, so it starts in the paint for them. Yeah, this is going to be big because talked to Normal Community's head coach Dave Witzig, and he says they really want to get the ball inside. That's been their strong suit this year. So look for Zach Cleveland and Tyler Dwinell, especially off the bench too. Jaheim Weber, a 6'8 sophomore, he's going to be a power for the Ironmen as well. And then as for The Cleveland Show. We all know what Zach Cleveland, as well as his brother Noah, brings to the table.
Yeah, that's two really talented brothers on this team. Zach Cleveland, such a well-rounded player. A lot of teams let his size fool them at 6'7", thinks he just sits in the paint, but he can get out, run it, transition, shoot the three, shoot perimeter jumpers. So a really talented, well-rounded player that's headed to Liberty next year.
And as for Normal West, we talked about the size that Community has. I think the first key for Normal West is going to be dictate the pace. If they can control the pace, they'll have a good shot in this one.
Yeah, Coach said it's going to be a game of runs. So, we'll see if it's an up-tempo game. Could be a low-scoring game as well. We'll just see how this game plays out. So, Max Zebarth down low for the Wildcats, 6'5" senior, also a really talented football player on that side. They could look to get him some looks down low as well that can try to control those rebounds.
Second key for the Wildcats, it's simple. Make your shots. They've been a little cold as of late.
Yeah, when they played Peoria Notre Dame early in the year, they took an early lead, were hitting a lot of threes, and then they started to slow down a little bit in the second half. So I think they're going to want to keep that tempo and really make their shots throughout this game to hang with Normal Community.
Jersey retirement ceremony still going on here on the court. JV game did run long, so it looks like we're going to get started right around 8 p.m. or so here at West. But, John, you see the crowds filling in. Our Jonathan Michael told us there was a line out the door. But the thing that jumps out to me is the student sections. You see across the way, Normal Community's student section has traveled well from across town, and Normal West is pretty filled up almost our way in the back row.
Yeah, and these are sister schools, Larry. When you walk into Normal Community High School and you walk into Normal West, they're designed the same. They're almost the identical high school to each other, and they brought two really nice student sections as well, so there's going to be a lot of noise each time a team scores.
We mentioned earlier, but entering tonight, Normal Community ranked 5th in Class 4A, the largest class in the state of Illinois, 22-1. They've won 15 straight games. As for Normal West, they're right at 500, 4-3 in the Big 12, and 4-6 in their last 10. So they'll look to turn it around tonight. Starting lineups being introduced right now. We'll start with the visitors from Normal Community. It starts with Famius French, a transfer from Bloomington, a 6'6 senior swingman. Trey Red, a 5'11 senior guard, follows in the backcourt. Crofton Perry, number 12 in orange, a 6'1 senior guard, also in the starting lineup. Tyler Dwinall, a 6'5 senior center who's been integral to the Ironman's success this year. And it's rounded out by Zach Cleveland. We mentioned him a moment ago. And now the lights are off. It's time to get you introduced to the Wildcats from Normal West. All eyes on them. And we'll get those introductions to you as they're introduced on your screen. It starts with Jordan Cherry, a 6'1 senior forward, one of the more consistent players for the Wildcats so far this season. Second in the starting lineup, number 4 in white, Isaac Demosthenes, a 6'1 senior guard. Some firepower in the backcourt for the Wildcats. Max Zebarth, the biggest player in the starting lineup for West, gets crowned by Jesse Kozlowski. Zebarth standing at 6'5", a senior center. Gavin Camp, the youngest player in the starting lineup, a sophomore, 5'11 sophomore guard. And the lineup is rounded out by Jono Edmondson, the point guard for Ed Hafferman. Lights are back on. It's almost time for basketball in the Big 12 here at Normal West. Glad you're with us on ClutchSportsIL.com. Thanks for sticking with us for a delayed start. It's always fun when these two teams get together. Normal Community took the first matchup between these sides back in December. West looking to even the season series at 1 apiece. With more than just a win at stake, it's bragging rights tonight.
Yeah, it certainly is. And Larry, we talked about that defense too for Normal Community. It's been their strong suit all season to go with their high-powered offense. Tyler Dwinall right there, the man in the middle. One charge away from tying the school's record with Austin Sebring at 23.
Dwinall, high-low pass down low, was looking for Cleveland, but Famius French recovers. Cleveland in the post. Back up top, quick three from Perry. Well short, offensive board, Cleveland off balance, can't get it to go. Dwinall's tip, no good. A great first possession for the Wildcats. They run it. Demosthenes misses the layup. Trey Red in transition, and now he'll slow it down. And a little bit of trouble down there in that right corner, partially blocked by the student section. Our view is as well in the back row of the bleachers.
Yeah, and on that first Normal Community possession, they got the ball inside, just couldn't get it to go with Cleveland. But they're going to want to keep doing that. Normal West got to batten down there on defense.
Perry around a screen from Dwinell. Back to French. Trey Red double teamed the community zone, or rather the West zone. They're packing them in the paint so far. Edmondson comes out to guard Perry, hounding him on defense. Now Perry drives. French was open on the perimeter, wants to post up, passes out of it. Perry walked.
Really good defensive pressure from Normal West early on. It's the kind of pressure they're going to want to apply all game long here. You can see this game starting off with a bang.
Jono Edmondson walks it up. He's hard to miss with that white headband and the long dreads. We talked to head coach Ed Hafferman about him. He said he was an unconventional point guard, but he's been really consistent. Not there. The lob to Cleveland starts the scoring.
And if Normal Community wanted to come make a statement against their crosstown rival on the road, it's one way to do it.
Edmondson hounded on defense. West is frazzled. They turn it over again. Listen to this community fan base. Holy mackerel. Timeout Normal West.
And in these 22 wins we've seen from Normal Community, you got to think they practice that play quite a bit. We've seen that a handful of times this year where Red connects with Zach Cleveland. Normal Community 2-0 start. That's a big way to open the game.
Glad you're with us on ClutchSportsIL.com. In case you're just joining us, game started late, not much scoring early. The lone scoring play, a lob, and finish to Zach Cleveland. And who else would you expect to start the scoring in a big game like this?
Yeah, Zach Cleveland is a player that can light up the box score. A lot of other players as well. Trey Red, Crofton Prairie, Tyler Dwinell, Famious French. This is a well-rounded team for the Community Ironmen.
Really a team that could make some noise in the upcoming IHSA state playoffs. Crofton Perry on the left wing. Dwinell wide open. French, the triple. Comes up well short. Rebound into the hands of Jordan Cherry. Edmondson drives into the paint. Open three for Zebarth. Doesn't go down. Trey Red jets ahead. The Euro step and the leg.
That's the pace they like to play right there. Normal Community likes to get out in transition and run. That's when they can be at their best.
Demosthenes in a little bit of trouble. Zebarth, biggest player on the floor for West. Here's Gavin Camp, a sophomore. Kicks to Edmondson. His deep three comes up short. Rebound into the hands of Trey Red. Red in transition to the right block. Swims through the defense. Back-to-back buckets for Red.
Quick start for Normal Community. Out to a 6-0 lead. We'll see what Normal West can do on this possession, try to silence them a bit.
The energy in this building all in favor of Community. Edmondson dives into the corner for Camp, and he's off. Red jets ahead again, pulls up from 14, and it's off. Dwinell battles for it and loses that battle to Demosthenes. Edmondson nearly forgot the basketball, hounded on defense, passes out of the double team, good ball movement, open three for Cherry, and Normal West is finally on the board.
What they pride themselves on is those three-pointers right there. They finally get one to go from the corner. Cut this to three.
Now Community slows it down. They've been pushing the pace off of West's misses. Cleveland face guarded, finds French. Back cut down low to Red, up under and in. Trey Red, the hot hand early. He's got 6 points for the Ironmen.
Zach Cleveland on the other end. Nice defensive effort there. But Larry, early on, this pace, Normal Community pushing the tempo, playing it quick, getting out to a quick start.
And with this break, we'll remind you of our sponsor tonight, and it is Unit 5 Community School District. Unit 5 is hiring. If you'd like an opportunity to work with exceptional children and families, we want you to join our team. Unit 5 offers flexible schedules and benefits. Apply now at unit5.org and make an impact on our community. Thanks to Unit 5 for sponsoring tonight's presentation and for having us tonight. And the Unit 5 battle, it's been a good one so far. Started kind of defensive focused, John, until the Ironmen picked up the pace, and as a result, they've got an early lead, really in command of this one in the opening minutes.
Yeah, and that's the thing, Larry. We saw early on, Normal Community continues to push the tempo, but we can go in the half court too, and they like to play that speed as well. They play games in the 30s and 40s, so it really doesn't matter to them. But right now, Normal Community starting off with that first three-pointer, that's what they're going to want to turn to, is continue to knock those shots down from deep.
3:49 to go in the opening quarter of action. Our scoreboard camera down for at least the first quarter or so tonight. We'll have it back later in the evening. Again, 3:49 to go, opening quarter. Community on top of West, 8-3. Out of the timeout, some fresh legs into the ball game for both sides. Jamarcus Webb kicks into the corner. Quick triple from Couples comes up well short, and the long board goes to Jaheim Weber.
Yeah, Weber coming off the bench. Another big player inside for the Ironmen.
Cleveland out of the double team to Red. Kicks to Cleveland, wide open this time, and he can't hit. Offensive board to Weber, and an offensive reset. Braylon Roman drives inside, can't drop it in, cleans up his own mess, and can't hit the fadeaway. Jamarcus Webb, the senior, loses it. What a hustle play by Community. And it's going the other way as Webb was out on the sideline.
Another turnover there for the Wildcats. And one thing they're going to want to do inside is control the rebounding battle. Right now, the Normal Community Ironmen doing a good job of getting some second chance putbacks. Just a couple of them couldn't go.
Red checks out. It's Robbie Brents and Crofton Perry to walk it up. Red, the game's leading scorer, to the bench for the first time with 6 points. Brent in some trouble against the student section. Lobs to the opposite side. Roman's three is off, and a loose ball foul sends it the other way.
Normal Community, a team that likes to shoot it from deep as well. They like to go inside, but they're not afraid to shoot the three either.
And speaking of shooting the three, John, that's kind of been Normal West's hallmark. And because of their shooting ability, they've been able to claw out of deep, deep deficits. So this early one, I'm sure, does not daunt them very much. Speaking of which, Jamarcus Webb right on cue.
Just like that.
Webb's first bucket has it down to a 2-point game. We talked to Normal Community head coach Dave Wizig before the contest, John, and he said the joke would always be the first team to 40 in this game would win, but he thinks that this year's going to be a little bit different, but so far we've seen that same defensive intensity.
Yeah, you know, early on, right out the gate, looked like it was going to be an up-tempo game, but both teams want to try to slow it down a little bit and play at a more of a half-court pace.
Weber fouled on the floor. No shot. That's the first foul of the contest against West. That one's against Cherry, his first. And he immediately checks out along with Gavin Camp. The lob to Cleveland. Couldn't be easier.
Yeah, it's 6-7 inside there. Cleveland just jumps up for that one, shoots it like a baseline jumper.
Kylan Smith turns it over. There goes Trey Red again with the left hand.
And how good has Trey Red been in this first quarter? Really taking command for the Ironmen.
He's easy to overlook at 5'11", one of the smaller players on the floor for the Ironmen, but he leads all scorers with 8. Webb drives and kicks. Kylan Smith in the corner, back to Webb. Minute to go in the first quarter. 3 from the corner, comes up just short from Logan Slunder, and the board goes to Community. Red down low. Cleveland draws the foul, and he'll go to the free throw line.
Almost got that one to go. Cleveland does a really good job through contact. Just not able to finish that one, but a chance to get 2 points back at the line.
56 seconds remaining in the opening quarter of action. Glad you're with us on Clutch Sports Media. First free throw goes down from Cleveland. He's got 5 points. Been a lot of hype around the area for this young man since last year. Obviously a season dampened by the COVID-19 pandemic. We got to saw him in the Big 12 tournament, and he put on a show, and he was still uncommitted at that point, but over the summer he committed to Liberty. So now he's just focused on maybe trying to fight for a state title for the Ironmen. Goes 2 for 2 at the stripe there. And on the other end, Demosthenes can't hit the off-balance shot. Red, again, that time couldn't create the magic.
Red doing a really good job of just pushing the pace there. Seen him finish a lot of layups inside, almost gets that one to go. A little bit of contact.
Tyler Dwinell couldn't draw the foul, and he just lost his grip on that one. So with 40 seconds to go in the first, it's headed the other way with the Wildcats. They've been trailing for most of the contest and almost stayed on this end as Braylon Roman jumped the passing lane but tripped himself up. So Couples will move to the corner and inbound to Demosthenes.
Normal West is going to want to try to protect that ball too. When Normal Community faces turnovers and gets in transition, that's when they're at their best. They've done that quite a bit this season.
23 seconds. West kind of chewing the clock here. You think they'll hold for the final shot?
I think they will. Try to look for a 3 or get something inside with the cut.
Community's bench comes to life. Jamarcus Webb guarded by French. Webb inside with 8, 6. Triple from Zebarth doesn't go. Second chance Couples and a foul before the shot gets up. 3.3 seconds left in the first. Demosthenes will inbound. More than enough time to set up a shot here for the Wildcats. Demosthenes scans the floor, has Zebarth with 3. Zebarth up top, Slunder with just enough time, but he can't hit the shot. And after one, Normal Community leads 14-6.
Yeah, really good start there for the Ironmen on the road here. It all started forcing some turnovers and getting in transition. Trey Red did a really nice job of pushing the pace. Zach Cleveland inside for the Ironmen, and they're controlling the rebounding battle as well, which has helped giving them some second chance efforts.
Tonight's presentation of the Big 12 on Clutch Sports Media is brought to you by the McLean County Unit 5 School District. Start a career with Unit 5 and make an impact on our community. Unit 5 is hiring for positions in food service, custodial work, and maintenance. Plus, they're offering medical and dental benefits for positions of certified teachers and teaching assistants. If you want a career that benefits our community's youth, or a schedule that matches the one of your child, apply with Unit 5 today. Visit unit5.org to apply. That's unit5.org to apply. We'll be right back after a quick message from Uftring.
Upgrade to four-wheel drive or all-wheel drive during Uftring's Traction for All sales event. With new SUVs and trucks in stock and inbound, plus fresh trades and pre-owned for every budget. Reduce the slide in your ride during the Traction for All sales event at every Uftring Auto Group dealer.
Welcome back inside Normal West. It's a crosstown battle in the Big 12 Conference, Normal West and Normal Community. Normal Community with a lead through one quarter of play, led by 8 points from Trey Red. Wildcats got off to a very slow start, didn't score for the first 3 minutes, but they've started to take the lid off the basket, and Edmondson does so out of the jump to start the second quarter, his first bucket from downtown.
Quick answer there from West, able to trim into this deficit a bit. Right now they're sticking to that three-pointer. They get that one to fall.
Lob looking for Dwinell, picked off. And Couples takes it up, passes off to Edmondson, dances on the dribble, gets to the bucket. Not enough English on that shot. Perry at the right wing. It's French. Has been quiet early, but the senior can score from everywhere. Kicks over to Dwinell. Pass down low to Perry. Fading away. Is well off. Lob passed ahead to Demosthenes, and now the Wildcats go into a slower pace. Cherry hands off to Demosthenes. Back to Edmondson. Slices inside. He's clobbered by Dwinell, and that's a player you don't want to run into.
Yeah, Tyler Dwinell, really talented football player for the Ironmen. That was almost like a pancake block right there, so hit a brick wall.
Dwinell, a tight end for Community this past year, led the Ironmen to a state playoffs appearance. Max Zebarth, also a tight end for West, so a little tight end on tight end action in the paint tonight. Edmondson gets inside, kicks to Zebarth. His try from deep goes down. Zebarth's first triple. And it's a 2-point game once more.
Larry, as you mentioned, beginning of this game, when they got down, Normal West not fazed by falling into a deficit. Just like that, 6 straight points on threes.
Trey Red is fouled. Jordan Cherry picks that one up. That's Cherry's second, so the senior in a little bit of foul trouble in the early going. Something to keep an eye on. Logan Slunder, the junior guard, comes to get him. Trey Red will orchestrate the offense from the baseline inbounds play and finds Crofton Perry. Red double teamed in the corner and a whole lot of trouble. Somehow got out of it, but it's a turnover. That was an impressive pass from Red. Shot it right through the legs of his defender, but could not find the hands of a teammate.
And a really good turnover there, or I should say really good force of a turnover there for Normal West to get the ball back. Chance to take the lead or tie right here, Larry.
Slunder had a little bit of initial trouble with the inbounds pass. Gavin Camp takes it up. Sophomore guarded by the senior Perry. Now he's all tied up, and it's a jump ball. Possession arrow favors the Ironmen, so it's going the other way. One thing that's impossible to ignore with this Ironman group, John, is their energy on the bench. They have been just on their feet all night long.
Yeah, they really get each other fired up. We could see that. A lot of energy on the bench and a lot of energy right behind them, too, in that student section. It's really helped Normal Community take this early lead.
Trey Red downstairs looking for Cleveland, draws the contact but not the bucket, and a foul on French. Sends it the other way. First foul on Famius French. That's his first and the team's fourth. West with 3 team fouls here in the early going. 5:30 to play, quarter number 2. Glad you're with us for a Big 12 basketball battle on ClutchSportsIL.com. Ball tipped out of the hands of Braylon Roman. Normal West could take its first lead of the contest with a 3 or knot it up for the first time since 0-0 with a 2-pointer. That'd be big for their momentum, John.
Yeah, it'd be huge, especially in front of this crowd. They're going to want to see especially on our side, hometown team here take a lead.
Webb from deep, and the Wildcats are in front for the first time tonight.
West doing a really good job, too, of making it difficult on Normal Community inside the post there where they're so effective. Defense is really turning up here for the Wildcats.
Wildcats playing defense with the lead for the first time. Trey Red says not for long. He's got 10 first half points. Edmondson jets through a little bit of a press, kicks into the corner, open 3 from Slunder, goes down. And here come the Wildcats, they're heating up.
One player to keep an eye on off the bench, Logan Slunder. He can really light it up. Right there, he shows how effective he can be from beyond the arc.
Cleveland and the Ironmen looking for a response. Open three in the corner. Who else but Trey Red? Comes up short. Long rebound to Camp.
Chance for West to try to push it to 4 or 5 with a 3. This would be huge for them, especially this crowd would want to see that happen.
John, to my count, all of Normal West points coming from beyond the arc.
Yeah, that was going to be the key going in. That's something they specialize on, is shooting the threes.
Perry, the steal, blocked from behind by Camp. A whistle before the shot on the floor, but what a hustle play from Gavin Camp to come out of nowhere and block Crofton Perry.
Yeah, the 5'11 sophomore really got after it there just as the whistle happened. Almost had 2 blocks on that one.
Cleveland fades away and the bucket spits it back out. Edmondson through the lane, off balance, and one.
Edmondson, nice job of hanging through contact and able to finish. You could tell on our right here, Larry, the student section for the Normal West Wildcats, they're loving it.
And that takes us to our second quarter media timeout. We'll be right back after a quick word from Uftring.
Upgrade to four-wheel drive or all-wheel drive during Uftring's Traction for All sales event. With new SUVs and trucks in stock and inbound, plus fresh trades and pre-owned for every budget. Reduce the slide in your ride during the Traction for All sales event at every Uftring Auto Group dealer.
Unit 5 is hiring. If you'd like an opportunity to work with exceptional children and families, we want you to join our team. Unit 5 offers flexible schedules and benefits. Apply now at unit5.org and make an impact in our community. Back here at Normal West, where the Wildcats have surged back from an early deficit and hold a 4-point lead thanks to a plethora of 3 balls. Larry Larson, John Camosa in with you. And John, what in your eyes has led the West comeback to get those open shots?
Yeah, the threes, they're doing a good job of getting inside there and then kicking out for threes. They've had a couple open looks. But Larry, not just the three-pointers, inside as well. Edmondson shows right now that he can go through contact there and finish. And then also defensively for West, they're doing a really good job of jamming the paint down low there and making it hard on Cleveland and Dwinell to get shots off.
Dwinell and Cleveland have been relatively quiet. Dwinell still out on the scoreboard, and Cleveland with 6 points, 2 of which at the free throw line. Out of the mask timeout. Edmondson going to the stripe to try and finish the old-fashioned 3. And he can't convert. Rebound goes down to Perry. Red over to the left wing. Now Red wide open. Passes to Perry. And he drains it.
It's a really nice look there from Red. Dribble, drive, penetration. Kicks it out to a wide open Perry for a 3. Normal Community cuts it to 1.
Been a good one early. Back and forth action. Edmondson. Now Camp. Hands off to Webb, and he's blocked, but a foul called. He'll get 2 shots at the strike.
And they stick to their threes, but right now they're showing they want to get inside as well. So far it's paid off. Able to draw some contact and get to the line.
That is the 3rd personal foul on Braylon Roman, and we've still got 3 minutes and 15 seconds left in the first half. 7 team fouls on Community. 4 on the Wildcats. First free throw up and in out of the hand of Jamarcus Webb. Webb has been a catalyst early on. That free throw gets him to double figures with 10. Webb, the 6'1 senior, coming off the bench, playing a big role for Ed Hafferman. And the second free throw goes halfway down and out. So Webb's Splits a pair. Wide open paint look and a two-handed flush for Jaheim Weber. And we're tied back up. Zebarth on the other end goes a little bit too fast. Cleveland and the Ironmen want to run. Red dishes around. Brent thought about the three.
Good ball movement here from the Ironmen. Trying to look for that open shot.
Wide open three from Brent this time. Nothing but nylon. And just like that, the Ironmen have a 3-point lead back in front.
They can do that to teams this year. Go down and able to get the lead right away using that speed and ball movement.
Zebarth picked up by Jaheim Weber. Denied the inside by Weber. Quick trigger three from Cam. Showing off the range.
That one was from deep.
Camp's first bucket. Knotted back up at 24. 2 minutes to go in the first half. It's been a great one. Trey Red dances on the dribble, hands off to Perry. Back around the horn to Cleveland. He'll pull up from deep. Can't connect.
With Camp and Slunder right now on the floor, two really good three-point shooters for West. They're going to try to look for those guys.
Edmondson passes it away. And it's going back with Community. In case you're just joining us, Normal Community dominated the early portions of this game thanks to Trey Red. He had 8 first quarter points. He's got 10 here in the first half. The Normal West stormed back thanks to a plethora of threes. They didn't hit a 2-point field goal until the second quarter. All threes for the Wildcats in the first. Lob down low and another easy try for Weber. He's got 4 points.
Doing a good job of finding Weber inside. Off the bench at 6'8", just a sophomore. It's another key piece for this Ironman team.
Camp again, this time from the left wing.
And not only offensively, but Camp doing really good on defense as well. Almost forces a turnover. We got ourselves a ball game early, Larry.
And at this rate, we'll have ourselves a ball game until the final buzzer. Of course, plenty of time left in this one. Under a minute to go in the opening half. Community inbounds. Red has some trouble with it, and he lost it on the baseline.
Normal West wanting to try to extend this lead here, take it into halftime. Especially at home here in front of this sellout crowd. They're going to want to have that behind them.
Jono Edmondson walks it up against Brent. Over to Camp, he's got the hot hand. Now it's Webb. He's got 10 points to lead the Wildcats. Down to 35 left in the second quarter, and West is going to try and hold it. Edmondson looking for some space against Brent.
Just a 1-point lead for West. I wouldn't be surprised, but
great play by Brent, and he finishes on the other end. Community back in front, but West has some time. Across the timeline with 12, into the hands of Cleveland. Over to Red with 6 rather. Can't connect. French tries to snare the board. Ball is loose, and it'll be a jump ball. John, what a sequence in the last 20 seconds of the half.
Yeah, West looking like they were going to hold for the last shot there. Brent able to force a turnover. Normal West, or I should say Normal Community gets it right back again. Trey Red just off the mark a little bit, but now Normal West only 1 second here to try to take a lead.
West with 1 second. Edmondson, the heave. Had the distance, but not the line, and Normal Community hangs on to a 1-point lead after a hectic first half of basketball. John, very physical contests, back and forth. This one's had all you can ask for in the early goings.
Yeah, it has, and as to be expected, two teams, rivalry teams, sister schools, playing in front of this big crowd. Knew this one would be close early on. Even though the records don't indicate that. Normal Community 5th in the state, but Normal West came to play tonight. Lighting it up from 3, and Normal Community doing a good job in transition, Larry. I think we're in store for a really good one. On pace for more of the 50s and 60s, it seems like, as opposed to 40s. We'll see if they keep the pace going in the second half.
We'll take a moment before our halftime break to remind you that tonight's presentation of CSN is brought to you by Unit 5 Community School District here in Normal. Start a career with Unit 5 and make an impact in our community. Unit 5 is hiring for positions in food service, custodial work, and maintenance. Plus, they're offering medical and dental benefits for the positions of certified teachers and teaching assistants. If you want a career that benefits your community's youth or a schedule that matches the one of your child, apply with Unit 5 today. Visit unit5.org to apply. That's unit5.org. At the half, it's Normal Community 28, Normal West 27, and a barn burner through 2 quarters from West. We'll be right back in a few minutes, break down the first half some more, and get you ready for the second half here in a few moments. You're watching Clutch Sports Media. Moments away from the second half of action at Normal West High School. It's the Normal Community Ironmen on top of the Normal West Wildcats by 1. Alongside John Camosa, it's Larry Larson in with you. Thanks for joining us on your Friday evening on CSM. Want to shout out the rest of our crew: Joey Wright, Jonathan Michael, Francisco Alonso, Josh Schwam also along for the ride. And John, it was a momentous first half. Started all in favor of Community, and then it swung right back to West, but the Ironmen hanging on to a 1-point lead, and if they get the energy in this building in favor of them from the jump here in the second half, I like their chance.
Yeah, definitely. And Larry, like you said, Normal Community made a statement early on. Normal West comes right back into it, especially going to that 3, which they've been so effective shooting this year. So we're in store for a really good second half.
French drives inside and draws the foul to start the half. Headline in the first half: Trey Red led the early surge for the Ironmen with 10 points in the first half. Zach Cleveland, the Liberty commit, posting 6 points. And as for the Wildcats, they were led by 10 points from Jamarcus Webb off the bench. First free throw off from Famius French. We talked to head coach Dave Wizig for Community about Famius, and he said he's just a pleasure to be around. He's a huge addition to this team because he can really do everything with that size at 6'6". He can handle the ball, he can shoot the 3, and he can also post up.
Yeah, it's a really nice transfer to have from Bloomington. Key piece for this Normal Community team. Without him in that lineup, it's a much different team because he really brings a lot to the table on defense.
Demosthenes somehow gets the shot off. Zebarth somehow kicks it out. Jordan Cherry open down low. What a dish to Zebarth.
Just like that, we're knotted up. 29.
Cleveland gets around Zebarth, slices and dices, and kicks to French. Cleveland open for 3. He's off. $29 opening moments of the second half. Gavin Camp got hot for a few moments at the end of the second quarter. Passes off to Zebarth, and now it's with Cherry. Great ball movement here for West. Cherry back to Demosthenes. 3 from Zebarth goes down.
His second 3 of the game, another big one. The two-sport athlete there.
Zebarth with 8 points. All the second half scoring for the Wildcats so far. Ironmen slow it down. Cleveland dish it to the corner. French in the post to Dwinell, and it's off his fingertips.
You got to think Coach Haferman for Normal West is happy with this. So they weren't shooting great as of late, but right now they're dialed in from 3.
But the halftime break can always change that, John. It doesn't look like it has so far, at least for Zebarth, but teams can always go cold in the locker room. Could be a factor. Camp lost it.
Good takeaway there from Community.
Red in transition, the spin cycle. Can't finish, but Dwinell does. Edmondson runs into Dwinell, and it's a charge. That charge taken by Dwinell breaks the school record for Community for charges taken. That's what he does best.
You got to think he's fired up after that one. And he took that huge one in the championship game as well, the State Farm Holiday Classic against East St. Louis. Just a huge factor here and key piece for this Community offense. I should say defense.
Dwinell heads to the bench, gets the nice ovation from the student section behind him. And an offensive foul against the Ironmen sends it the other way. After all that, West still has the lead. Hanging on by 1 point. It's been a back and forth battle all night long. Nearly a turnover as Red and Edmondson battled for it. Cherry will inbound from the sideline. Looking for Demosthenes.
Almost
Eventually
turned over.
finds Edmondson. Edmondson showing off the handles all the way to the rack, but no finish.
And Larry, that's such a fun matchup right there. Red on Edmondson. So much speed between the two of them. Some of the quicker guards we've seen in the Big 12 Conference.
Good defense against Cleveland. Demosthenes stepped on the baseline. And John, you see Trey Red with his hands on his knees there a moment ago, just trying to catch his breath. The pace of this game is really picked up over the last few possessions.
Yeah, it's been a track meet so far. Both teams really getting out and running.
Zach Cleveland, the big man, walks it up, gets ahead of steam, kicks into the corner. Braylon Roman drains the triple.
Played with those 3 fouls in the first half. Comes out here in the second half, though. Knocks down a huge 3.
That's Roman's first field goal of the night. Camp, no look dish down low to Zebarth. He's hacked.
Going up through contact, Cleveland just catches him on the arm there.
Easy foul call, despite what the community student section will tell you. Zebarth's first free throw goes down. The senior really stepping up in the second half. He's up to 9 points. Good for second on the Wildcat side of the scoreboard. And he goes 2 for 2. Normal West looking to get above the 500 mark. They're 11-11, 4-3 in the Big 12 Conference. Normal Community has lost just once this year, 22-1 and 5-1 in the Big 12. Cleveland doubled, loses the basketball off the hand of Zebarth. These two teams have met once before. Community took that matchup in a close one back in December. This one on the home floor of the Wildcats. You got to figure that adds a little bit of advantage.
Yeah. Don't want to lose to your rival twice in one season, so you know West wants some bragging rights here in the final meeting, unless these two teams see each other in the postseason.
Which they will not this year, John.
3A.
Because that's something that's different. I was just about to bring that up as Zebarth and Cleveland get into it a little bit in between whistles. Head coach Ed Hafferman pointed that out as Cleveland will head to the stripe. Normal West getting moved down to 3A for the first time in quite some time. So this is the last meeting of the year between these two teams. Usually that postseason matchup is something that could come into play.
Yeah, so that obviously Normal West wants to make a big statement here and knock off Normal Community, hand them their second loss of the season, break that 15-game winning streak, but you know, they're going to use every ounce they got in them to try to do that tonight. Community, a team that we've seen, Larry, throughout the season that can play close games late, but they know how to finish them out.
Jaheim Weber checks in. Famious French to the bench. Cleveland has 7 points. And it'll stay there. Each of his last 3 have come at the free throw line, so the Wildcats have done a good job limiting him. Ironman with a 1-point lead. Next dead ball will serve as the mask timeout. Webb into the corner, Slunder from way downtown, halfway down and out. Rebound loose, Zebarth drops it in.
Good job there by Tanner Couples, should say Couples, to get a hand on it, able to knock it back down. Zebarth picks it up and finishes. Almost looked like Braylon Roman was going to control the board there.
And an offensive foul, that one against Jaheim Weber. Weber jostling for position in the posts. Picks up a foul there. That's his second personal foul. That takes us to our third quarter mask timeout. And it takes us to a message from Uftring.
It's Uftring's Traction for All sales event with the 4-wheel and all-wheel drive trucks and SUVs you need for winter driving. Interest rates are at record lows and trade values are at historic highs. Plus, changes to the trade tax law means you'll get your full tax credit at every Uftring Auto Group dealer.
Unit 5 is hiring. If you'd like an opportunity to work with exceptional children and families, we want you to join our team. Unit 5 offers flexible schedules and benefits. Apply now at unit5.org and make an impact in your community. Thanks for joining us tonight on Clutch Sports Media. Proud to be bringing you some Big 12 conference basketball between Community and Normal West. It's been back and forth so far, with the home team on top by 1. John, what have you seen in the opening moments of the second half that's been different from the first?
Yeah, Normal West doing a really good job, and I've seen a lot of that defensive pressure that they applied in the first half carrying over here to the second half, doing a good job of finding some looks for threes. And then also Max Ebarth getting going inside. He's done a good job of disrupting some shots defensively and then getting it going on offensive. Well, he stepped out and showed us that he can shoot it from 3 as well, not just a focal point inside.
Off the offensive foul. West will inbound, and it's picked off. What a play by Brent. And a foul sends Roman to the line. Roman to the stripe. He's got 3 points, and it'll stay there for now.
If this game down the stretch, Larry, continues to dwell between 1 and 2 points, free throws are going to be crucial down the stretch. Every one counts.
Especially in a close game like this, and Roman goes 0 for 2. Rebound goes down to Kylan Smith, ahead to Zebarth, can't finish. Was looking for the foul, but didn't get it.
I think he was looking for a goaltend as well. Kind of pointed up there. You know, Zebarth wanted to throw that one down. That would have ignited the student section.
And then some. Red shakes and bakes, dishes down low to Cleveland, and he finishes with one hand.
How about that on the other end? Zebarth tried to make a statement. Cleveland says, I'll make the statement.
Zebarth with it on the other end, looking for options, and it's a turnover. He couldn't hit Slunder inbounds. Community ahead by 1.
Larry, that's the second one of the night. We've seen 2 electrifying dunks, highlight reel dunks from Zach Cleveland.
2:45 to go here in quarter number 3. Glad you're with us on CSM. Been a good one. In case you're just joining us, you've missed a whole lot, but it's been back and forth all night. Community started with an early lead. Normal West surged back before the half. Community held on to the lead by 1 point at halftime, and it's been back and forth once again here in the third quarter. Not a game you want to miss anytime these two teams get together.
Not at all. It's been an exciting rivalry game so far mid-season. Normal West looking really good tonight. Normal Community doesn't want to suffer their second loss of the year. Both teams coming out trying to make a statement.
Would especially be a statement win for Normal West, and we talked to head coach Dave Wizig about it, and he said they're probably sick and tired of hearing about us because we've been in the news so much, state ranked, and he's probably right. West trying to come out and pick up a big victory to get back over the 500 mark. They're 11-11. Community at 22-1. Ironman walk it up. Crofton Perry into the corner. Braylon Roman open. Now Cleveland against Zebarth. Cleveland passes out of the double team. Finds Weber back around the horn. Weber again. Up top, Brent to Weber through contact and one.
Nice finish there by the sophomore. Chance for an and one.
Jaheim Weber with a big night. 6'8", sophomore center. A little confusion about substitutions, I suppose. Community trying to go up by more than one possession for the first time since the first quarter. And Weber can't do it. Still just a 3-point lead. Slunder takes it up.
See if West looks to play for something inside or shoot that three for the tie.
Zebarth denied the inside. Finds Webb. Zebarth again. Slowing it down. Wildcats reset. Zebarth downhill, dishes down low to Webb, and he gets the friendly roll.
Good look there from Zebarth. Webb cuts to the basket right there underneath for a lay-in.
As Zach Cleveland ties his shoe, Braylon Roman takes it up the court. Perry over to Roman. Another patient possession and a turnover. Kylan Smith ahead to Webb. The finger roll rolls off the rim. Zebarth can't get a second chance as Brent hangs on. The pass to Cleveland. Batted around.
A couple turnovers back and forth here.
Things starting to get sloppy, and John, that kind of reminded me of that sequence at the end of the first half where neither team could really get a shot. I think that says more about the defenses than it does the offenses.
Yeah, just a lot of disruption there. Both defenses putting some pressure, making it hard to get a pass off. It's what you like to see in a rival game like this. Both defenses really stepping up big.
Perry into French. Under a minute to play in the third quarter. It's been close the whole way through. Tell your friends, great fourth quarter coming up on ClutchSportsIL.com. Red, the dribble drive. Back out Brent. Now French. Red again. Tries to get baseline, kicks out. Brent, the triple. Off the attachment. That one hit the attachment of the hoop. Dave Wizig can't believe it. But no less, 30 seconds for the Wildcats to operate.
So they tried this earlier in the first half, tried to hold for the last shot. We'll see if Normal West can try to protect the ball here and play for the last shot in the lead.
Webb almost lost it, and he's fouled by Perry.
Normal Community not wanting them to do that and hold for that last shot. You can see that defensive pressure they're putting on him.
Fourth foul of the half against Community. First of the ball game against Crofton Perry. 16 fouls against West here in the third quarter. John O. Edmondson to the sideline. Zebarth with 10 seconds. Jaheim Weber picks him up. Zebarth in the isolation, gets downhill, and he's swatted by Weber.
Big time rejection there for the 6'8 sophomore and a turnover, able to get the ball back.
Red with less than a second doesn't get a shot off, and that's how the third quarter ends. Oh boy, buckle your seatbelts, folks. We're going to the fourth quarter in a 1-point game. Community leads Normal West by 1, and we'll take this break to deliver a quick word from the Unit 5 school district here in Normal. Start a career with Unit 5 and make an impact in our community. Unit 5 is hiring positions in food service, custodial work, and maintenance. Plus, they're offering medical and dental benefits for the positions of certified teachers and teaching assistants. If you want a career that benefits our community's youth or a schedule that matches the one of your child, apply with Unit 5 today. Visit unit5.org to apply. That's unit5.org to apply. Thanks for joining us tonight on ClutchSportsIL.com. Larry Larson, John Camosa in with you. And John, I don't really know where to start with this one. It's just been so back and forth. You pick any one point of the game, and one team could be ahead, the other team could have the momentum. It's all changed so many times in the blink of an eye.
Yeah, it has, and both teams are playing very similar right now. Really strong defensive pressure, getting looks inside. Both teams getting to the line, shooting threes, so It's back and forth, what you would expect out of this rival game, Larry, but it's too tough to predict the outcome of this one. Both teams have a shot at a win here.
Normal West looking to hand Normal Community its second loss of the season. Tyler Dwinell hands a turnover. Cleveland ahead to the left block through contact and the finish. Cleveland's first field goal since the first half. He's got 9. 3-point lead for Community, tied for their largest in the second half. Contested 3 almost goes down for Camp. The rebound falls into the hands of Dwinell.
Sure, Camp would have liked that one to go down.
Red, the fader, too strong. That was a pretty move from Red. He's had the hot hand tonight, but he's gone quiet in the second half. 10 first half points for him. Zebarth pulls up, doesn't go down. Here come the Ironmen. Red, scoop shot. That time it goes.
Normal Community extends the lead. It's so difficult for either team to really push that lead and take a more than 2-point advantage late here, but now a Normal Community feeling comfortable.
Marcus Webb against Famious French. Now it's Zebarth and Slunder. Wildcats in their biggest hole of the second half. Zebarth from deep. That doesn't go down. And a loose ball foul sends it the other way. John, West is getting cold at an inopportune time.
Yeah, not the time you want to get cold beyond the arc. You saw how effectively Normal Community opened up the fourth quarter here in scoring. There, another chance here for them to keep extending this lead. And we're going to be shooting free throws as well.
Community now in the bonus. Trey Red going to the stripe. Tyler Dwinell to the sidelines. Braylon Roman back in. First bonus free throws of the contest for the Ironmen. Chance for Community to gain some separation. The first falls well short. Rebound goes to Edmondson. Stops on a dime and slows it down. West could sure use a bucket. Gavin Camp to the inside against Cleveland. Could not finish the nifty move.
That'd have been a really nice finish there from Camp. Would have got the crowd going.
Perry, too strong. Cleveland right there, can't finish. How about French? You bet.
Gotta think here in Normal West. Timeout, I was gonna say.
What do you think the message is in the huddle?
I gotta try, if it's not working from beyond the arc, gotta try to play for something inside. It seemed like they just kind of went cold, like you said, at an opportune time there, but got to start looking to get inside to Zebarth or get some cuts to the basket and really turn up that defensive pressure on the Ironmen. They're kind of scoring at will as of right now.
You hear the MVP chants from the community student section. They could be directed at anybody in their huddle. Trey Red with 12 points, Zach Cleveland with 9. A lot of different guys have stepped up for the Ironmen on the defensive end, so it's been quite the night at West, really for both sides. But you mentioned West trying to step up and maybe get a bucket on the inside. It's so hard for them because there is Jaheim Weber and Zach Cleveland and Tyler Dwinell, really tall trees blocking off the paint.
Yeah, so it's going to make it difficult, but got to try to get inside and maybe get some contact drawn, get to the free throw line. Larry, if they don't find an answer quick, though, Normal Community can continue to extend this lead.
Under 6 minutes to play, Big 12 Conference contest. Normal West looking to upset a top 5 team in the state, Class 4A. Wildcats looking for their first bucket in a few minutes. Largest deficit of the second half for them. Edmondson against Cleveland. It's a mismatch. Edmondson in trouble. That's 5 seconds. How about that defense from Zach Cleveland?
Zach Cleveland putting a lot of pressure on Edmondson. Edmondson trying to use his speed to get away from that press by Cleveland, but not enough. Gets the 5-second call.
Cleveland dives to keep it in play, but tips it into the hands of Demosthenes. Quick trigger three goes down for Gavin Camp, or rather that's Logan Slunder in the corner. Just what the doctor ordered for the Wildcats.
Yeah, that's a spark they're looking for. Now it takes a defensive effort right here to get a stop.
Cleveland in the post, had position, but couldn't get it to go. Zebarth jets ahead, finds the open Demosthenes for the easy two.
Just like that, Larry, they found their answer, and it all started right there with Zebarth down low, putting that defensive pressure and a body on Zach Cleveland to throw off his shot.
Roman down low, Brent amongst the trees, kicks out, good ball movement. Trey Red slows it down. Cleveland passes out of the post, it's Roman. 4.5 to play. Head coach Ed Hafferman for Normal West told us before the game, basketball is a game of runs. Wildcats on their first big one of the second half. Brent gets downhill and he's sent away by Gavin Camp.
Second block of the game for the sophomore.
Camp's feeling it and he turns it over.
He wanted a foul, didn't get it.
Zach Cleveland wisely slows it down. Next dead ball will be the final mask timeout. It's turned into a defensive battle in the second half. Community held a 1-point halftime lead, 28-27. Here comes Cleveland. The dish down low. No travel, loose ball. Zebarth lays out. What an effort, but it finds the hands of Roman. Chaos here in the fourth quarter.
Just a defensive, or I should say, just a great effort defensively, offensively, diving for loose balls.
Roman pulls up and hits the runner. Edmondson takes it up for the Wildcats. Red almost came away with the steal there. And that takes us to the mask timeout. I want to remind you that tonight's presentation of Clutch Sports Media is brought to you by Unit 5 School District here in Normal. Unit 5 is hiring. If you'd like an opportunity to work with exceptional children and families, we want you to join our team. Unit 5 offers flexible schedules and benefits. Apply now at unit5.org and make an impact in your community. Unit5.org to apply. We'll take a quick break for a quick message from Uftring.
Upgrade to four-wheel drive or all-wheel drive during Uftring's Traction for All sales event. With new SUVs and trucks in stock and inbound, plus fresh trades and pre-owned for every budget. Reduce the slide in your ride during the Traction for All sales event at every Uftring Auto Group dealer.
Coming down the home stretch at Normal West, it's the Normal Community Ironman 47 and the Normal West Wildcats 43. Big 12 conference matchup. Crosstown rivals going at it on a Friday night. What more could you ask for? It's been a back and forth battle. Community out in front, led by 12 points from Troy Red, 9 points from their senior Liberty commit, Zach Cleveland. Normal West battling back from an early first half deficit, led by 12 points from Jamarcus Webb off the bench and 12 points from Max Zebarth. 3 minutes and 8 seconds left. Wildcats in a bit of a second half hole here. They've dug out of these holes time and time again this season. They've hovered around 500 the last few games at 11-11. Looking to hand Normal Community just its second loss of the season. The Ironmen are 22-1. Edmondson gets it into the corner. Zebarth against Cleveland in some trouble. Finds the basket but can't lay it in.
How about that one-handed rebound pulled down by Cleveland with authority.
An Ironman bucket here would go a long way to putting this one out of reach. They're going to take their time. Roman up top against Camp. And it's stolen from behind by Demosthenes, and he's fouled.
Good read there from Demosthenes. Saw him kind of lose control of the ball, came up behind him and just snagged that one away. I think he wanted that one in transition there, but a foul there in the open court.
You gotta figure that West needs a bucket here, John.
They do. Don't want to give it back to Community trailing 4.
Slunder calls for the screen from Zebarth. Dishes to him. Thought about the 3. Zebarth against Cleveland. Senior on senior. And a timeout is taken by West. I think Ed Hafferman knows that they need a bucket here too. Who do you go to?
Yeah, you got to look to one of your outside shooters. If Logan Slunder's in that lineup still, if he checks back in, got to look to Gavin Camp, guys that have been real crucial. Wouldn't be surprised if Jono Edmondson takes it as well.
Max Zebarth leads the Wildcats along with Jamarcus Webb with 12 points. And John Zebarth, though, when he's matched up with Cleveland, I think Cleveland's done a great job making sure he doesn't get to the paint.
Yeah, that's what's making it difficult on Zebarth. Struggled a little bit from beyond the arc tonight, so I don't think you look to him for the 3. But down low, Cleveland putting a lot of pressure on Zebarth.
Two minutes, 1 second to play. Community ahead down the stretch, but it's West ball, and a 3 could make it a 1-point game once again. It's been a one-score game for the vast majority of the contest. Fantastic Friday night basketball contest here in Normal.
And you got to think with the basket here, Larry, puts a little bit of pressure on Normal Community, even though them having a lead could shift the momentum back to the West a little bit.
And it's a turnover. Brent dives on the floor for it. And a timeout is taken by the Ironmen. They hang on to possession before the jump ball's called, and that is massive.
That's a huge defensive stop for the Ironmen. They get a bucket here on this next possession, Larry. Could be looking at their 23rd win of the year.
What a game it's been. And John, another thing to keep in mind is Community is in the bonus, and they've got 1 foul to give before Normal West is there.
Yeah, so we'll see if they can drain some clock. I'm sure Community will slow the pace down here, dribble it out a little bit, burn as much clock as they can. If you're West, you really got to apply that defensive pressure. The Ironmen haven't shot it very well from the free throw line tonight, so you can't be afraid to foul early as well.
It's a great point. It's tough to make free throws in a high-pressure environment like this in a rivalry game, but those missed free throws early in the third quarter, those ones come to mind. If you make those, if you're the Ironmen, you've got an even bigger cushion here in the closing minutes. We'll see if it comes into play.
If you're West, you're wanting a turnover here, apply as much pressure as you can. They've done a good job of that tonight, so see if they can force one here.
Brent fakes ahead and passes backwards to Trey Red. West comes with a press. No problem for Red. Gets downhill, dishes down low to Perry. And Community is going to be in no rush to shoot the ball. Cleveland at half court. Now it's Red, 90 seconds to go. And that's an over and back. Jono Edmondson forced Red over the half-court line.
They caught him there. Didn't really see where his footing was. We could see that from up here, Larry. Steps right over the line. And this is big for West now. You have to convert here on this possession to try to cut it to 2 or 3.
Cherry checks in. Demosthenes checks out. West has had a few chances to score the last few minutes, haven't been able to convert. Camp, tough shot, and can't hit.
Maybe not the shot they wanted there. Tough look there from Camp.
Gets the air ball treatment from the Community student section. Red chugs ahead, open 3, Perry, could it be the dagger? 7-point lead under a minute to go.
Not one could do it.
Slunder blocked from behind, no offensive rebound. Red ahead, down low to Perry. And the block will keep it here, but John, this one feels all but over unless West can force a turnover and get a quick three.
Yeah.
And even then, it's
still
an uphill battle.
Be tough, yeah. But how about Community fourth quarter effort here? Hanging on to that 1 point lead, that didn't phase them. They pulled away quick here.
Perry inbounds to French, and he's fouled. He'll go to the free throw line to shoot the 1 and 1. That one called on the floor, not on the shot. 39 seconds left, still the 1 and 1, so if French misses this one, that's a big plus for West, but makes both of them, this one's all but over. Fans already starting to head for the exits here at Normal West. It's looking more and more like Community is going to hang on for its 23rd win of the season compared to 1 loss. French's first goes down. Quiet night for him. He's got 4 points. One of the big names on this Ironman team. Second one off the back iron.
Got to go in a hurry now for the Wildcats. Try to get a 3 up there.
Edmondson, slow dribble. Guarded tightly on the perimeter, loses his man, needs to pass it to somebody, finds Zebarth down low, and he's fouled before the shot. Probably not what West wanted there.
No, it burned a little too much clock as well. Not a whole lot of time, Larry.
Demosthenes, the trigger man. French checks out. Robbie Brent is checked in. He's made some big-time defensive plays in the second half. Demosthenes scans the floor, and we've got a foul away from the basketball against Community, and that's going to send Logan Slunder to the line. Must make free throws.
Needs to knock these down, and then West got to try to get a turnover on an inbounds play. It all starts here, though, at the line.
Logan Slunder, who has just won 3-pointer tonight, makes the first. He's up to 6 points total. Make it 7. 6-point game. West needs 2 turnovers and 2 threes to tie it, and perhaps a little bit of good luck. They've got 25 seconds to do it. Robbie Brent looking to inbound. What a play to keep that one in bounds from Tanner Couples, but Community gets it back. And a foul called. It's going to send Robbie Brent to the line. John, you think that's the strategy? Quick foul if you can't get the steal off the inbounds?
Yeah, you would think so. Probably a good idea.
Brent is on the mark on the first.
Now it just kind of comes up to Normal Community's defense to really just put finishing touches on this one.
Brent's second rattles in. It's going to take a small miracle for the Wildcats to come back now. Edmondson ahead. Slunder from downtown, halfway down and out. Rebound into the hands of Crofton Perry, and he is going to dribble this one out. Trey Red puts the finishing touches on Normal Community's 23rd victory of the season. And they pick up the season sweep over their crosstown rival, Normal West, 53-45, the final.
I don't think this final score indicates how close this game was throughout, Larry. Just until that late fourth quarter push by the Ironmen really sealed the deal, but this game was back and forth all night.
It was quite the battle, and John, I think you're absolutely right. The final score really doesn't do that game justice just because of the back and forth nature of it, especially until the closing stages of the fourth quarter. And this rivalry is something special. We talked to Dave Wizig about it. He said, you know, it's not like other rivalries where there's that geographic separation. These are the same people that you see at the grocery store, that you see at church. And so it means a little bit more because you're kind of friendly with the other team because both teams are close, the players get along. Maybe the student sections don't get along, but no less. Normal Community comes out with a victory, 2 of them on the season over Normal West, and that's always sweet.
Yeah, it is, and anytime you can earn that over your rival, you know, those bragging rights on the line. Like you said, it's a friendly rival, but still, you know, a lot of pride there on both sides. So Normal Community, another gutty win. They've played so many close games down the stretch this season and able to find a way to pull them out. 23rd win on the year. They couldn't have came at a better time against their rival.
Before we sign off here, we do want to remind you that next week on Saturday you can catch the entirety of the Midwest Crossroads Classic right here on ClutchSportsIL.com. We're really looking forward to that event. Great lineup coming up. It'll feature both these teams, Normal Community and Normal West, in addition to Bloomington. A lot of good matchups on the slate. Oswego coming down, Rockford Boylan, Yorkville Christian, Peoria Notre Dame also participating in that event. Can't wait to be back, John.
Yeah, it's going to be a good one. We've seen Yorkville Christian play early in the year. Jaden Shute, the Duke commit. It's another highly touted player to watch this area. Peoria Notre Dame with Cooper Koch. And both teams that we just seen right in front of us, Larry, saw how good they play offensively and defensively. So it's going to be an exciting shootout. Looking forward to it as well.
But before Saturday's games, upcoming games for Normal West, they'll take on Mahomet Seymour tomorrow on the road before battling Rock Island early next week. As for Community, they're going to take on Romeoville tomorrow. And Mahomet Seymour at their place down I-74 close to Champaign early next week. So that about does it here from Normal West after a heated battle between crosstown rivals. So far, entire crew, Joey Wright at the controls, Francisco Alonso and Jonathan Michael behind the cameras. Josh Schwam back in our Peoria studio operating the social media. John Camosa, my partner here in the broadcast booth. This is Larry Larson saying thank you for joining us on your Friday night. Join us next Saturday for the Midwest Crossroads Classic and other great games in between. Again, the final, Normal Community comes out victorious 53-45. So long, everybody.